Greetings and welcome to the Halloween edition of the Sliders Review. And I'm here today to talk to you about Zomboat Season 1, Episode 2. So, something I didn't mention after the first episode, towards the very end, Rob shows up looking for his boat, but of course, it's missing. So now we get into Episode 2. In Episode 2, the girls have now discovered the boys. And they are not happy. They want the boys off the boat. The boys all like, let them stay. And so they argue back and forth. And then the guys are like, is this even your boat? Like, who is that woman you threw off the boat? And then so they reveal, it's like Rob's rebound girl and stuff like that. And they think the girls are like sick and disgusting and crazy because they threw the girl off the boat and killed her and stuff like that, all because it's her ex like rebound girl and stuff. So as they're arguing to want to kick the boys off the boat, a problem happens. The herd of zombies is still following them, and so is that dude who was like Joe's like one night stand. But then there's another problem. There's like okay, where the canal is, there are like a bunch of tunnels, and there are like these kind of like bridge type gate type things, and well, it's locked, and so they have to unlock it. And so like they all get off the boat, and Joe and Amar, they're trying to like open it and stuff, but Amar feels like this is the perfect time to show off his muscles, so he takes his shirt off. and Sonny's all like, every excuse, you look for every excuse to take your shirt off and show your muscles and stuff. But the lock will not budge. So then they all get back, and then Kat's all like, okay, we're gonna ram it. So she turns the engine on, like, you see like the engine's gearing up, like speeding really fast. You see the intense look on their face. You see the zombies walking, and then in slow motion, you see the boat like tap the lock, and they scoot on through. It reminds me of the scene. Okay, do you remember what was it in South Park when Cartman had that hate crime against Token? I think he did something like he punched him or something like that, and it was considered a hate crime because Token's black and Cartman's white. And he went to Kenny's house to like escape from the police, and they got some type of like toy like motorcycle thing, and you hear the like intense music and you hear the engines revving, but it goes like super slow. It's like that. So eventually the girls decide to let the boys stay on the boat, and then they decide they're gonna split up because Joe says she needs like supplies, so Omar goes with her into town. And then as for Kat and Sonny, Kat says she has a friend, an online friend who she plays video games with. This person's supposed to be an expert on surviving like zombies and stuff. And so they're supposed to meet up with her. And Sonny's just kind of like, so you trust this like complete stranger you haven't even never met in real life off the internet? And she's all like, well, I trust you and I barely know you and stuff. So they're waiting for that person. But then Kat explains why, like, she trusts this person. And Kat said one time she was online and there's this person named Grizzly Bear Karen. And Grizzly Bear Karen was like so mean to her in this video game like chat thing or whatever. And so this other person like came to her rescue and like mouthed off to him and like did something with an arrow, talking about like threw an arrow at the grizzly bear person, talking about like connection terminated, and that was supposed to be like so cool to Kat. And cause see, we realized something, that Kat doesn't really have no real life friends. All of her friends are like online based, which is why she constantly like spends all her time playing video games and stuff, and why she's taking the zombie apocalypse so seriously like a video game. And so like eventually they do meet up with her, and she's kind of like this rude, blunt type person. And so we get to like Joe and Amar, and this is when the real funny stuff happens. So they're in town, and Amar is just kind of like, oh, what was it? Oh, that's right. The reason why they waiting for supplies is because Joe needs a phone, and she wants her phone. Well, we found out why. Well, As they're going through the city, you know, Amar's all like, I can just hotwire a car and do it just like they do in the movies, and we can get there a whole lot faster instead of walking. And Joe's all like, well, it ain't that far. We can just walk. And so Omar hops in the car and then he like hotwires it. But instead of hotwiring the engine, he turns on the alarm. And all the zombies come. So, like, eventually, they make it to like what is it, like her place, and as they're there, she gets her cell phone, and Omara now sees why she wanted her cell phone so bad. She is stalking her ex Rob, like that little whole Find My app thing. She knows that he's 2 miles away and moving, so she assumes that he's still alive. But if he's moving, he could still be a zombie though. And Omar thinks it's creepy that, like, you know, she's stalking her ex, which is something like former lovers do all the time, man. And now with that whole Find My app thing, they can really do it. Like, it's so creepy and stuff. And so, like, you know, that's always happened. Like, you know, you break up with somebody and you're checking out their profile to see what's going on and if they're with somebody new, and you know, and it's just weird. And then some people, they wait like 10, 20 years to see what their ex is up to hope they're single, and the next thing you know, they're married with kids. Oh, some people. Okay, so they head back, and then they see a zombie inside the car. It's some pervy guy that always trying to like get it's like a teacher, pervy teacher, who's always trying to get Joe in the car when she was younger and stuff. So they like get him out, but it's so gross. His guts are like all falling out and stuff. And so while they're in the car, all these zombies start showing up. No. First, she tracking the phone again, and so she's all like, you know, she's heading to where Rob is. So she's calling on the cell phone and she's speeding through town. But then she sees a zombie, and so she's just like, I'm just gonna hit him with the car. And so she does that, but he stays on the car, and when he finally falls off, he gets stuck in the tires. And then this is when all the zombies come. And so as she's opening the window, blood is spraying all over her face because the wheel is like, you know, turning on the zombie's face. Everything. It's a great moment. And then her complaining and whining was some of the best comedy I've ever saw. Cara, what did I say her name was? Theobald. Some of the best stuff I've ever seen her do. She is so much better in this role than she was in Crazy Head. And what's so weird is that her voice has changed. Now, I've seen her in Crazy Head, Zomboat, and Absentina. And in Absentina, she has a fake American accent. But in both Zomboat and Crazy Head, she has her British voice. But it's a different tone. Like in Crazy Head, it's more mellow. And then in this one, it's way more high pitch and stuff. So back on the boat, we learned that Sonny is very, very, very lazy and very sarcastic. Like, he always finds an excuse to condescend people and stuff. And it's really getting on Kat's nerves, and also the video game lady. So, like, you know, the video game lady, she's supposed to be like really good at a lot of stuff. She's supposed to be good at like tracking, supposed to be good at like shooting weapons. She's supposed to be really good at like driving a boat. And so she's getting really tired of Sonny and his attitude, and she's trying to convince Kat that they should like dump him off the boat, like as soon as they get to like a secure area and stuff. And Kat is actually agreeing because she's getting tired of Sonny too, and she's all like, "Yeah, we're just gonna chuck him off the boat," and everything. And so those two are talking and they're bonding a little bit, and they're just making like Sonny into their whipping boy. They make him like make them tea and everything. And so like at some point in time, Sonny and the video game lady, they're chatting, and then zombies are still following them. So they had like this little tiny like crossbow thing, not like not like the kind that Daryl Dixon has. This is more like the smaller pistol kind. And so they, the video game lady decides she's gonna kill the zombies with it, but she misses. And then she's trying again, and right before she makes a shot, she's all like, we need to save the ammunition. And Sunny is thinking this is kind of suspicious. She's supposed to be like so good, but she can't hit a zombie and stuff. And then so she's the one driving the boat now, but she's causing the engine to get like overheated. So when Sunny is down below with Kat, oh no, then he's talking to the before he started talking to Kat, he's talking to the video game lady. And so like he notices that she's been bit on her wrist. So he's freaking out. And she's all like, shut your mouth. And she's all like, this doesn't mean nothing. And all these zombie like movies and TV shows you see, it's all airborne. And you don't turn into a zombie until you die. So she's all like, getting bit don't mean nothing. And he's all like, well, in no zombie movie, when you get bit, you turn into a zombie. And so like she manages to just make him shut up because she like threatens and intimidates him and stuff. So then when he's down below with Kat, he tells her straight up he doesn't trust this lady. Like this lady has 3 strikes with him, and he's going through her purse trying to find like who's like he believes she's an imposter. And Kat's is all like, you don't know what you're talking about and all this and that. And then he finds like a passport. It's not the lady on the boat. So they confront her, and it turns out that the real video game lady, she saw her in the street, but then she got bit by some zombies, and so she just took her bag and waited for Kat and stuff. But the question is, how does she know Kat? Well, the lady's trying to like, beg them to like let her stay on the boat, but then something happens and she turns, and then so Sunny is trying to like wrestle with her, but she throws Sunny off the boat. And Kat grabs like the little pistol crossbow. And being so in love with video games, she's all just like, connection terminated. And then she shoots and misses. And then she tries to reload really fast. And she's like, connection terminated, connection terminated. And then she like shoots the zombie lady in the chest. But before the lady turned, she found out who she really is. She sees a tattoo on her back, and it's of a grizzly bear. So she knows that's Grizzly Bear Karen, her nemesis from online. And this is like, I kind of wish this episode was longer and before she killed her and before she turned. So those two can kind of like have it out, you know what I'm saying? Because those two don't like each other online. So back with the other two. The zombies are like all over the place, Joe's complaining, and then she comes up with a pretty like good idea. She's all like, if she opens up the trunk, the zombies will come in on the car. And as soon as the zombies start coming in the car, they will get out the car and take off running. Amari does not want to do this at all, but she's all like, whatever, I'm going to do it. So you're like, all right, on the count of 5. And he starts counting. And before he can even get, he can only get down 2 numbers. And she opens up the trunk and stuff. So they hilariously, run out. And then they head back to the boat. And at this point in time, Sunny and Kat are kind of starting to bond a little bit, because they... because she's the nerdy type and he's the sarcastic type, and and they tried to help each other out and save each other's life with the crazy Karen lady. And then so she tells Joe, I guess the boys can stay, plus they're gonna need some guys in case the world fully does come to an end. And then something happens which gives Amar another excuse to want to rip off his shirt and show his huge muscles. And Sunny's all like, every stinking time. Oh, I love this show. It's so funny. I hope to God it didn't get canceled. But, this show hasn't been on since 2019. So there's a good possibility. But then again, Hulu has a way of renewing their shows at the very last minute and in secret. So you never know. One interesting thing I wanted to point out was that right before they discovered that woman's identity with the whole crossbow thing, he was telling them that, you can't shoot the zombie people because they used to be human. And they said, can't, well, you can because they're monsters now. This is an interesting debate. You know, me and my friend had one about this, I think like last year. Because I told her if the zombie apocalypse ever happening, I'm taking them out. Because I will not get bit and I will not turn into a zombie. If the case it does the horror movie thing and stuff. I tell you, if like, if zombies were to exist, basically, I know the zombie apocalypse will never happen, but I'm just saying, like, if it were to imaginary life, I would take them out. She's like, you can't, they used to be human and da da da. I'm like, but they're monsters though. And she's all like, so what? They human and stuff. And how would you like if somebody killed you? I'm all like, well, I probably wouldn't care because, like, I'll be a monster. So it's kind of like, yeah, that does make sense. Like, you would be technically killing a human being, but if it does turn you into a monster, and it's life or death, I mean, you're not gonna be like Morgan and smack it with a stick. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. That wasn't that spooky. Alright, well, I shall talk to y'all later. Bye.